Hey, what's up, 187? A new? Good to see you guys. Yeah, it's a weird timing for stream, but this is when I'm going to be able to fit it in today, so that's when I'm doing it. I was actually trying to watch the Omicron conference too while I do this. Maybe a little bit too much multitasking, but so be it. Gotta get a stand. What are you gonna do? Good afternoon, Delusional Dev. Good to see you. I also forgot my coffee. I gotta run upstairs and get my. I gotta run upstairs and get my protein drink, my coffee flavored protein shake. All right, but I do have that set up. Alrighty. I think I'm sort of kind of organized right now. Let's see, NeoVim. Make this terminal. Echo, turn off the basement lights. There you go. All right, I don't know, honestly know what I'm going to work on. What we're going to. There's no shortage. All right, be right back. I'm going to go get my coffee real quick. What's up, Minister Defense? Big homie Freeborn, the triple OG. I don't know about that. There's nothing OG about me. At least not in this scene. Now in a weight room or a gym, yes, I will happily claim the title of OG. I'll be right back. Okay. All right. Is it control? Yeah, there you go. Control Shift W. All right. Well, I guess we'll just take care of the business we need to take care of. Let's see. Let's open NeoVim. Steven, what? WSG. I don't know what that means. Have you heard about Artemis 2 splashdown today? I know about Artemis 2, but I have not heard about uh, any events related to it today. Did something bad happen? Should I Google it? Drecker V60. What is V60? I don't know what that means. We gotta fix my theme here. I'm changing the animation of my game. I can blend animation. That gives me more dynamic moment. Since I'm making an action-heavy game, this will allow me to design better gameplay. Oh, nice. Very cool. Sounds like fun. I've never done any kind of work like that, so I don't really know what's entailed, but if it makes the gameplay better, that's got to be a positive thing. Trekker, I mean the coffee drinking, what kind of coffee is that? This right here is, I'm drinking a protein shake. It's a flavored, this is like the best protein shake I've ever had, and I've had a lot of protein shakes. A lot of protein powders, a lot of pre-made protein shakes over the last 17 years of my life, and this is by far the best. That's what I'm counting as my coffee for this session. What are you going to build? I've been working on this project, and I've kind of not done a good job of being diligent with it, so I think I'm going to try to do that. What's going on here? What did I break? No, I fixed it. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. And this project specifically, it's just a .NET library that I've been trying to build. I don't remember where we really left off. I think I was trying to set up test coverage, if I remember right. Yeah. I think that was what we were doing. Let's see, MPX, live server. Yeah, I didn't make that up. That's what we were doing. What's up, Big Blue Heron? Good to see you. Hello, Dev. The animation code is using a lot of C interop and pointer, so it's going to be rough. I know nothing about C interop, so yeah, you're on your own there, man. Godspeed. Godspeed. Command bar. Artemis 2 is splashing to down today in the Pacific Ocean. Artemis is like Apollo. Oh, well, I know about the Artemis 2 mission. I thought maybe you meant like something bad had happened today. All right, so we got to figure out how to exclude this. So I think I have this configured properly. Let's see. This would be coverlet, ms build, integration, configuration. Working on my avatar app and learning React for my job. Ooh, learning React. React's fun. That's a good time. What is your avatar app? That's new to me. Nick Demon, the Freeborn. You don't know how many people have like challenged me that that's in fact my last name. People don't believe it's my last name, but I swear to God, it is my last name. It is on my birth certificate. I know it's kind of hard to believe, but I swear. I have no doubt it's your name. It's just so great. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I have yet to meet another person named Freeborn like in my life that I wasn't related to. But apparently there's somebody who makes YouTube videos, or he used to make YouTube videos, and he had a pretty popular channel in the Emacs space, and his name was Gavin Freeborn, and I kind of wonder if maybe we're related. I'd be curious. He hasn't made a video in a while though. 1 year ago, that was his last video. But yeah, I have not met very many people that share my last name. Kind of interesting. I finally started blogging on my GitHub Pages account. It's so hard to stick with blogging. Yeah, but I think the thing though is like with blogging is you just you don't overthink it, right? Like some people just I think try to write your dissertation every time they write a blog post. And I think if you take the approach of writing blog posts more like you're writing a long form Twitter post or a long form X post, like make it a little like lower the standard a little bit, make it a little less formal. I think it's a little bit easier to stick with it. But yeah, I agree. It's sometimes and sometimes you just don't have anything to say. Um, I always admire Seth Godin. He blogs like every day. Uh, and I always admire his approach to blogging because he treats it like he basically treats it kind of like a social post where he just every day posts something. But like you can see here, he posted a blog that's basically one, two, three, four sentences, right? So like, I mean, granted, he does have some lengthy posts in here, right? But like, not every post needs to be a book. And if it's good enough for Seth Godin, then it's it's good enough for me. But that's awesome that you started again, man. You should share your posts with us. I think you're in the Discord. You should. There's another person in our Discord that's been blogging pretty regularly. Basically, it's a PNG tuber mobile recording app that reacts to sound. So you puppeteer the PNG tuber. Lots of desktop things, but I'm often traveling, so mobile is the way to go. That's cool. That's very cool. I would love to see that when you're done with that app. I use it for my content. Oh, really? I didn't know you had a channel. Big Blue Heron. Um, is it the channel you're chatting on right now, or is it a separate one? Oh yeah, game dev with Big Blue Heron. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Oh, I see. I see what you mean. That's very cool. Are you going to use it just for yourself, or are you going to make it available to other people? Maybe sell it? Make some money? That's cool. I subbed. Very cool, man. Yeah, I'm in the Discord. Yeah, you should post your blogs then, Minister of Defense, whenever you get to actually publishing them. Share them with us. Hello, Kevin. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Butterscotch missed the chat. Well, I'm glad you've come back, Butterscotch. It has been a minute. It's been a minute. Oh shit, that scared the shit out of me. I have two pairs of headphones on because I'm like listening to the music, but I'm also listening to the Omicron conference, and they just came back from a break. That scared the crap out of me. Okay, let's try to fix this fucking test covers thing. I wonder if I do this instead. So if I do, I think there's a variable in MS Build that's like MS Build project something or other. Oh my gosh, that mic is just killing me. Yeah, there we go. MS Build project name. Let's see if that works. Let's try running the tests again. Guys, I meant you missed my chat. Oh, what'd you say? Would you ever use a CLI-based API testing tool? I'm planning to build one in my summer vacation. Maybe. I don't do a ton of API testing, and what testing I do, I just write automated tests for myself. But I could see, I mean, I guess curl is kind of the original API testing tool, right? I guess if it's a little bit more user friendly than that, or easier to remember commands than that, maybe. But yeah, like most of the time, if I build an API, I just write integration tests, that sit alongside the API. But I don't let me stop you from using it because I'm guaranteed there's probably some people who have a very terminal centric workflow that do API testing that might be interested in something like that. You know. Hello, Oblivion. Yes, we are we are spending a little bit of time streaming. I have some family coming into town this evening, and then we had some storms last night, so we slept in our basement again. So I couldn't stream this morning. So this is the best time I have available to get a stream in. So, but I'm here. Good to see you. I was just about to say curl. Well, yes, but I don't want that to be butterscotch. I don't want me saying curl was the original terminal testing tool to like take any wind out of your sails because you might have something, you think differently about the problem, and so you might have something very interesting to a very interesting take or something to add, right? So I say go for it. Sounds like a very cool project. Hello, Emperor Grizzly. Good to see you. I don't know if it'll be just buy or a free version, paid with more features. I would big blue heron. I would love to give it a spin. I would pay. Yeah. So if you do end up publishing it or getting it to a place where other people can use it, I will be your first customer. Drecker, does .NET have unit tests like we do in Golang? We have testing functions, testing the real functions, not the mock ones. Yeah, for sure. Yep. .NET has support for testing. It's not as like the way it's kind of baked into Go. It is there. It is baked into .NET like .NET Test, but there's kind of like three, I guess four now popular frameworks that people can use. So you have to kind of pick a testing framework: MS Test, XUnit, InUnit, X MS Test, InUnit, XUnit, and now there's TUnit. Um, but yeah, you can definitely write unit tests, integration tests, end-to-end tests. There's bindings for Selenium and WebDriver. There's bindings for Playwright, so you can do all the same stuff that you do in Go. Which I don't know. Just have a. I actually don't know that. Playwright.dev. I don't know if they have a Go. No, Playwright just has .NET, Node, Python, and Java. Someone should write a Go one for it. I wonder if there already is a community one for it. Playwright Go package. Yep, there's a community one for it. Yeah, so it's good stuff. Good stuff. A TUI API tester in LazyVim is very nice though. Oh, is there someone already have one? Like Postman or Insomnia, but a TUI. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah, that would be very cool. I'd use that for sure. At least try it. I just don't have a lot of use for those kind. You know what I mean? Like I don't use Postman very much, and so I don't think I'd be your target demographic, right? But I love the idea. The big thing I'm working on is letting you load and save custom images. Yeah, I love the idea. Um, like I think it would be kind of cool to have like a little some sort of little stream mascot, right? That I could put on screen and animate. So I would definitely use your thing to do that. All right, I'm gonna try just hard coding the value here and see if that fixes it. So I want this guy. CLI. Um, oops. Did I not copy that? I guess I did not copy that. Oh, no, I was just pasting from the wrong buffer. Okay, .NET test again. Is it pretentious that I like to listen to Dream Theater while coding a game and then act like I'm in beast mode? Well, I'd never heard of Dream Theater. Dream Theater, I've never heard it. Dream Theater is an American progressive metal band? No, man, rock out. Oh, they were formed in Boston. Nice. That's really on brand for you. Why we doing? What are you doing? Oh, just hanging out. I'm chatting with you guys and trying to make a little bit of progress on a side project, and I'm also trying to listen to the last couple presentations of the Omicron conference. So I've got a lot of stimulation happening right now, but but I'm trying to make the most of it. I just if I don't stream right now, I won't be able to stream later today, and I'm trying to keep my stream streak alive. You know. But yeah, we're not doing anything that's going to change the world over here. You know. Trying to pass the time till retirement. So I wonder why this doesn't. I think it's because we changed the assembly name. So let me look at coverlet include filter. So it looks like, I think it's because I changed the assembly. So this includes all types and all assemblies. It includes the coverage class in the coverlet core namespace belonging to any assembly that matches coverlet. All right, so I think what I need to do is actually I need to say this. I think I need to do that. And then this, maybe just a glob. Never heard of Dream Theater? That's a tragedy? Yeah, no, I've never heard of it. Yeah. Second stream today? No, this is the first one, D. I didn't stream earlier today. We had some weather last night, so we slept in my basement, and my office is in my basement, and so that makes it difficult to get up and stream when everyone's like in the room next door. Okay, cool. So that worked. That's what I was looking for. So now we actually have things properly covered. Okay, and then let's add test coverage for the other. Let's add test coverage to the other one. So we need to do .NET add tests and then add package, and then what was the package name? Damn it, I forgot what the package name was. Coverlet.msbuild. Coverlet.msbuild. any one of your children develop a love for coding yet? Like children's watch and learn from parents. So I was thinking anyone have picked this from you? No, my son over spring break, he asked to start learning to code kind of on his own. I did tell both my boys if they want a PC, I will purchase them a PC if they learn to code. So that's kind of my deal with them right now. But I largely am putting the onus up to them to kind of engage or initiate that. So my oldest asked me, like when we went on spring break in March, he did like probably 10 lessons on free code camp. He hasn't picked it up again since then. Um, but maybe that will change over time. He'll get more interested. And I've taken a very as a father, I've taken a very um laissez-faire approach to like their interests. Like when I was growing up, my parents very much were like, you're going to play sports, or at least my dad. That's how my dad was. So like me and my brother, that's basically all we did. We played sports. Like I didn't get into computers and programming and all this stuff till I was a grown man. Um, so yeah, pretty much we played video games and played sports growing up. That was kind of our hobbies, and then sports gobbled up more and more of that time as we got older. But my kids, I basically just kind of encourage whatever their interest is. So my oldest is very into sports. He plays basketball and football, and I think eventually he'll play baseball again. He played baseball once or twice, and he's not playing this spring. And then my youngest is very he's not interested. He hasn't shown really an interest in sports at all, and just likes to play video games and stuff. So we'll see. I kind of let them be lead. I kind of let them lead their interest, right? And I just kind of try to encourage and share whatever their interest is at whatever given time. I heard we do a little bit of trad coding here. I do more like a backyard coding, if you ask me. Also, Omicron is live right now. Yeah, that's funny you say that. That's what I'm watching on my phone. Yeah, like I have my music in these headphones, then I have a earbud that's tied to my phone. It's been a good conference. I've been watching all day. It's been really good. I really enjoyed DHH's talk and his conversation with Toby Luke from Luke K. I think I'm saying that right, from Shopify. It's been good. It's very good. Forehead. Yeah. Yeah. Or you could argue I'm trying to do too much at once. Too much multitasking, but I'm having a nice Friday, so I don't I don't really care. You only live once. You only live once. Okay, so this now is going to be so this one we can just do the assembly name because that.
Did we just become best friends?
Hey Nestor, thanks for the sub, man. I really appreciate that. It's way too kind of you, but appreciate you subbing to the channel. Okay, I think that was all we had to do. We added MS build, add the configuration. We need to put a glob after that. Generate the report. So now we should be able to say, let's see, look at this guy. Delete that. Delete that. Now we should be able to say .NET test. I hear something upstairs. I gotta run upstairs and check. I'll be right back. Hold on. No one's supposed to be here, but I feel like I hear people upstairs. Never mind. False alarm. It was my sub pump. It's been raining here, and our sub pump has been going on and off. That's what it was. Scared me for a second. Thought someone was trying to break in. Steven, you streaming right now motivates me to start streaming bad, dude. You should, yeah, you should, man. I mean, I feel like, life is short, dude. Like, do what you want. I mean, you gotta pay taxes, you gotta die, right? You have kids, you gotta take care of them. But like, other than that, you might as well do what you want. All right. So now we can do live server. Report coverage report. There you go. And then port that. I literally had a scare with my sump pump last week. Yeah, that freaked. That just freaked me out right now. When you're in the basement, you got your headphones on and stuff. Okay, cool. So pretty good coverage there. I guess I don't have coverage on the different platforms for the machine key, obviously. Um, that's fair. All right, lovely. So now we have test coverage wired up, which is great. I don't know if there's any other. Did I get through adding tests for everything? I think that's why I was adding test coverage to see if I had covered everything. So let's just look at the test coverage report and see where we are. I think the only things that we don't have covered are just like different options. I don't know if it's worth actually writing tests for those. I guess I'll add a test for the actual CLI service. So let's do secure config CLI tests. CS. I should, but right now it's dad time, so not right now. Yeah, I feel you, man. It's hard to find time around work and kids and stuff. Like, I took a half day off work today just to listen to the Omicron conference, and then I also needed to get my stream in, so I just decided to take a half day. But the only way I can be consistent with it is to get up early. If I don't get up early, it's too easy for the day to just to run away with my schedule. So I get it. I get it. You gotta be a dad first. I played a little bit with PowerShell Terminal and discovered you can add transparency. It looks fancy now. I've gone back and forth on the Windows Terminal transparency stuff. Um, when I first started like experimenting with setting up a nice terminal experience, I had transparency on here, and then I took it off. Um, I feel like it's difficult to coordinate the right amount of transparency with your color scheme, you know? Like this is for me this is kind of hard to read. I like the transparency, but kind of hard to read. Um, so I just kind of stayed away from it because I find myself fiddling with it too much, and I'm an obsessive perfectionist personality, so I would probably spend more time I would spend more time fucking with the opacity and the colors and shit than actually doing anything useful in the terminal. Uh, oh, I do you guys mind if we? I think this is going to be really good.
Distancing for 24 to 48 hours to help slow the spread because it's going to be achieved several more days in a row if we do not stop. But for me, I actually feel it quite a bit in the sense that I feel this exact same sense of loss and I feel this confusion and I feel things. And for the last 6 months, I've kind of been in a bit of a funk, shall I say? If TJ, I don't know where TJ went, but TJ, several phone calls to him being like, TJ, I'm confused right now, feeling a little out of control. And the reason being is for the last 20 years, I'm not. There's a handful of days,
I really
but pretty
wanted to
much
hear his
I've done
talk. So
6,000 days of programming in the last 20 years. I don't know how many hours that equates to, but it's a lot of hours. I'm not that quick with math. Of those 20 years, 14 of them have been spent doing Vim motions of some form, whether it's in IntelliJ
I know this is
or
silly because it's
God
me
bless my soul,
watching
I did
him, but
VS
like
Code for
it's a
6 months.
stream watching
Sorry,
a stream.
Maria.
But
I did a lot. I did a lot of it, right? And then I eventually landed home in NeoVim. It was a great time. And so I look at that, and I realized something kind of strange, I guess. See, you guys were out smoking with cigarettes, partying, drinking grape juice, and I was out sharpening my blade, honing my skills, speed running Vim Tutor, becoming the best you can possibly be at that program. You guys were probably having premarital sex. I was learning programming languages, okay? I knew Go, JavaScript, C, Rust, Zig, even some Jai at one point. I've done them all. And obviously this is an Arch Linux conference. I can tell, a lot of Chads out there. And so you guys were out sculpting your bodies, lifting heavy weights? No. I was becoming the ultimate generalist. I could build anything. At one point I had to build a packet perturber sending something that looked like GStreamer so we could test the latency
I
from
don't even know what that
JavaScript
is.
to when audio hits HDMI.
Sounds
and
hard.
making sure that, hey, if we're going to be doing live video games, are we going to hear pops, right? Like I have just been doing this thing over and over again, building developer tools, taking some idea, and how do you make it into something people can look at and feel and test? And, well, have I invested poorly? It's a question I keep asking myself over and over again. Have I invested poorly in
Yeah,
my
I
future?
feel this. I feel this. Yeah.
I guess in
I
some
think we all
sense,
probably feel
it
this.
feels like that, right? I
Yeah.
think that a lot of people can look at that and say, well, no one's going to skills anymore. That's not worth as much anymore. And so I kind of feel a little bit like Jim Cramer. You know, like maybe there should be like an inverse prime index fund out there because it's way better. And so, perhaps this is just like
Hey Ryan,
of
what's up,
being
man?
on X.
Thanks for joining the
It's not
Discord, dude.
necessarily the most healthy platform to be able to have any sort of correct perspective. It is just a platform to have a perspective. Speaking of perspective, have you guys heard of introspection? Figured at least one person would like that. Mark Andreessen out there, I'm so sorry if you ever hear. I introspected by accident. I won't do it again.
His
I
mic
swear.
keeps cutting out a
I'm
little
not
bit.
giving into communism. Don't worry. So the last 6 months, I have been doing this. I have been introspecting, and I keep asking myself the same question, which is, do I have value? What is my value? Is my work history less? Is like my time now worth less because of what the changes and all this? And I know that a lot of people are feeling the exact same thing. So I just have to answer that question. What is my value? And for a long time, I guess I kind of gave into this notion, or I started thinking about this notion or testing this notion, like, is my value just having taste? This is that fancy word VCs keep using. I don't really know what it means, but apparently what that means is that your value as an engineer is how nice you can make a website look, or maybe how nice your command line flags can be eaten by Claudebot, because that's what's going to happen, right? Or sorry, not Claudebot. Sorry for the trademark infringement, Dario. Please don't come after me. OpenClaw. And so, is that it? Is that what we are as engineers now? Just taste? Just making sure things look nice? Make circle, not square? Maybe. No. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope not. But that's.
They
what
must
it
be
kinda
having
seems
technical
when you read a lot of
difficulties.
the writings right now. I guess another thing I thought about is like, okay, is it lines of code? Because during my peaks, during my heyday, non-Adderall supported amount of lines of code could be like 15,000 in a week. I could type really fast. I could
Dude,
Vim
he's so
hard, man.
funny. So much funnier than me.
Gary Tan does like 37,000 in a day, and he goes like 7 days a week. Like, there's no way I can compete on lines of code. So my value, it can't be in that either, because I'm getting mogged left and right by a guy who dressed in a lobster outfit. Like, it's not going to work out for me. So this is kind of the difficult part of the talk. I didn't really know how to do this, mostly because the transition is really bad. What we're going to do, we're going to talk about a time when I was much, much younger. It was changing a job. I just got done purchasing a house in Bozeman, Montana. Okay, if you don't know anything about Bozeman, Montana, it's now like Beverly Hills of Montana. Very expensive. It's ridiculous. But I bought mine on a handshake deal for $205. Look at it in the books. It's crazy different now.
That's crazy. I wish I could get a house for $205.
I live in this, nice little house outside of town, and I had a nice job. My wife actually worked at a company called Zoot, where she learned how to use Vim before me. Huh?
That's crazy.
That was crazy. That was very attractive. I hope she liked that. She might not like what I just said there. Okay, anyways. So I got an offer to go work at a different company. And this company ultimately, I would say, became the company that shaped who I am as an engineer. I think a lot of people can kind of remember that one company that maybe pushed them a lot harder, did all that, however that looks. And for me, I had that company. It was called Web Filings at the time, now known as Workiva. But I didn't know that at the time, right? When you take a job, you don't know how a job's going to be. And I was sitting there thinking, like, by the way, I'm really bad with debt. I hate debt. And so just like sitting there, I was just freaking out. I just bought my first house.
Yeah, I'd be freaking out too. I've never bought a house, but $200,000 in debt would freak me out.
In the zone, focused on just these things that could possibly happen going to a new job. And I remember my wife was right here, and I was just we were walking to our neighbors, and I was just so focused on it. And for the first time in my lifetime, life hit me in the face. And by life, I mean a 2x4 that happened to be sticking out of a truck.
Oh, shit.
Due to the fact that I was so in my head and so upset, I walked directly.
That's pretty good.
I was laying on the ground, and I was shocked. It was a very shocking experience. And that was actually the thing that snapped me out of it, surprisingly enough, when you're super pissed getting hit in the head with a 2. Slightly recommended, but it has to be on accident. But that moment, I realized, like, I was so focused on a future that I was crafting out of a narrative that I don't even know, that I didn't see the actual real and obvious danger directly in front of me. I made up dragons that didn't even exist until I was laying on the ground.
Yeah.
And kind of...
I see where this is going.
That same thing happened to me again just recently. Which was... I had the same kind of 2x4 moment. And so for the last 6 months, I genuinely have been very, very worried. I've asked the same question: what is my value? What am I doing here? For the last 2 years, I've had a couple medical issues. It's just like everything doesn't seem to be lining up like it normally has for some portion of my life. And so it's been difficult. And my second 2x4 moment, if you will, was I saw this tweet. And I'm not going to name names on anybody for this one, but the tweet looked something like this: man, I'm trying to solve this really trivial issue. Has anyone figured this out yet? And then there's a screenshot, and the screenshot was Claude or one of the many robots having its internal monologue. And inside the internal monologue, it said, "Hey, forking chromium is a really interesting question. We should pursue ... And I thought, how do you build a web project in which the result of whatever you've made choices of as engineers...
Ryan, you could just do probably the coding, either the coding channel or projects channel.
Modern 2023 to 25 hardware takes
Be careful
6 hours
driving.
to compile the project. Like, this is not... how did you get here? Like, this is insanity. And then it just kind of dawned on me there that all the decisions I've made and learned and earned along the way, those only get, if AI is to be a true multiplier, then every one of those little decisions actually do matter, because if you don't, you're forking chromium, which, again, is a for chromium for any reason. Like, there's very few reasons you should do that. And I just sat there and I was like, you can't explain to a data, like, you're not going to just magically end up with a Boyce Cod normalized database. Yeah, shout out Boyce Cod. Where's my Boyce Cod boys at? Anyways, but you're not going to just end there unless you know what it is. You're not going to know why you should break that. You're not going to know why you should use standard in and standard out versus a web server. You're not going to know why you should make all these individual choices, and these decisions, they compound over and over again. It's not some sort of like, oh, you have a 5n problem. No, you have a 2 to the n problem. And every one of these just get more and more weighty. And so, yeah, maybe one code, by the way, trad coder. I don't know if you know that, but I was a big fan of it.
Trad
But I can see
coder.
why generation of code is super fantastic, because if it
Represent.
works like with TJ, you could just have magical Nextomachi theme just come popping up, and that's like super fantastic. And there's a lot of problems that are just simply really, really well understood and documented 5,000 times. Build another parser. I don't think anybody needs to.
You're
build
welcome to
another
join the
parser,
Discord,
except
man.
in Bash. Am I
No
right?
pressure to, but you can if you want.
Sorry, it's very stupid. Don't worry about that. Don't ignore that. I forgot where I was. That was very funny though. And so with that, it's like, I guess the big two takeaways is, what do you do if you have all these skills? Well, even if you don't somehow, we do get to this future where you're never typing another character. It is actually so valuable to have experience. If anything, if the cost of a line of code has dramatically dropped, then the cost of the right line of code has dramatically increased. It has to, because that means everything is free. And when you have a bunch of options, like, who here has made their own pizza? Your first time you make your own pizza, it's terrible. You were like, dude, I love onions. Oh my gosh, sausage is great. Oh, I love pineapple. Hey, I love, and then all of a sudden you just have every ingredient underneath the sun on your pizza, and you're like, this is the worst pizza I've ever made in my entire lifetime. Because when you have every option, it actually becomes dramatically harder to pick the right option. And so for those that don't have skill, I thrown around and probably get this on some of those highfalutin podcasts out there, but toxic productivity. You don't have to be productive at all times. Like, earning experience is
Nah, you
more
gotta hustle,
valuable than
dog.
completing something instantaneously. Like, I think there's this mindset or this idea that if you're not continuously having some sort of end result that you can click or do something, then you haven't been productive. But I can tell you the biggest and most influential moments of my life have not been from making something that's clickable, but from failing over and over again to understand why we do something a certain way. And sure, I could have read the friendly manual, but I decided to save 5 minutes of reading the friendly manual with 6 hours of debugging, and I learned a lot from that. And so please, if you're new, like, there's still so much hope. There's still so much cool things. We live in a world where you can actually be like, write me an OCaml parser, and like, that actually can happen. You can just do that now. That's neat. Even though you wouldn't want to maintain it, you can still do that. That's super cool. And so I don't want people to get lost in this weird kind of world.
You're in, man. I just
everything
oh, there's
happens to
3
be
people
the
in
end
the.
of the world. AGI is being achieved.
Dang.
Dario once
I don't know
again
where
said
everybody came
coding
from,
will
but
be gone
thanks
now
for
in
trying
4
to join
months.
the Discord.
It happened again. Can you believe that? It's just like, well, maybe, but good decision making can't be gone. Like, I don't see how you can get from A to B without someone with good decision making. And I don't mean taste. I mean actual engineering decision making that goes into this.
But I
Why
just
should
don't know
read
how you
this
solve
data
that
format
problem.
versus that data format? Why should you serialize?
I don't know
Why
how you
should
solve
do
it.
that? I mean, the decisions are, and so that's all I really wanted to say, because that's how I got over my last 6 months of swirling around, and I know that a lot of people are swirling around, and I hope you realize the fun.
Oh yeah, man.
And the
Engineers are having
goodness.
existential
And finally,
crisis right now.
I'll end with a DHH quote. It's fun to be competent.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that was good. That was good. I really wanted to hear his talk. That's why I kind of stopped what I was doing and put his talk on. But
we also have something else, right? Sort of. A little come up on here. Come up.
what? What's next? Hold on. What's the surprise?
Who else was going? No, Spencer was going to come up here, right?
Man, look at the. This is like a hair club, man. This. I'm losing my hair, and those guys, they've got fantastic hair.
So, I'm trying to find a way from that into a uplifting ending. And I think what's magic to me about this moment is exactly that we're trapped between this is the most exciting moment in computing history, and this is the most terrifying unknown we've ever looked at. when I got started with the internet, there was both of those things, but at a much, much slower rate. As Toby was saying earlier, when him and I catch up at the track where we have not seen each other for 3 weeks, it seems like a decade has passed by. And I certainly personally feel like we are not built to cope with that level of energy going through the industry, because it's outrageous. And that energy is in many
Aeronaut
ways so exciting.
Bergisma? I don't know what you're
Everything
talking
that you've
about.
heard today has
I'm
been
balding as well.
around the idea that we
Solidarity.
can now make computers more our own,
No, I've never played
in
RuneScape.
large part because AI is helping us do it, is helping lower those barriers of entry. But it's also, as Prime is saying, teaching you what, when. One of the things I found out when I started building Umachi and with Amakube was I was doing it with AI to some extent. And I hadn't done any bash at all. This was a new language to me. And I was using AI to generate that for me. And I realized somewhere halfway through Amakube that I hadn't learned any bash at all. I had been building this entire project in bash, and I was still asking AI for the syntax to check if a file existed.
Yeah, see, that's a
every single
shitty
time.
experience.
Because nothing had sunk in because I had not put it through my own fingers. This was actually the experience that led to me on the Lex Friedman podcast last year saying, you know what? I don't like that. I do not like the sensation that I'm not learning. And I'm
I
not
still don't
learning
like
because
it.
I'm not typing.
Yeah, I
I
still don't
don't
like it.
want autocomplete to be typing for me because I actually do want to learn bash. I think it's a really nice language, and I think it's something you should know, and I was not learning it. Now, I try to keep that experience in my head and saying, when there are things I want to learn, maybe I don't want to learn them right now. That's okay. It's totally fine to use AI for something that you don't actually understand. But if you have an aspiration to get the thrill of competency, where you're actually picking up new skills and you're internalizing those skills in such a way you can remember them tomorrow and apply them, and apply the lessons from that when you're maybe instructing your agents to do something that you're leveling up as a personal
To
level.
be honest, I've been
You
using.
got to at some point get back into typing things yourself, because that's the only way these things are going to get absorbed. Now, at the same time, it's also totally fine to say, hey, here's an
Oh, it's an
area
anti-hair loss
I'm
drug?
not going to learn.
Nice.
I just worked
Thank you for the
on
recommendation.
the Basecamp CLI a bit that we were doing, in part because agents love to use CLIs, and we wanted to give everyone a chance to be able to use Basecamp in this way, and we programmed it in Go. I can read Go. I'm not a Go programmer. And working on that project, I decided, you know what? It's not today.
Did we just
or this
become best
week, or
friends?
this month. I'm gonna
Hey, thanks for the sub,
become
man.
a Go
Appreciate
programmer.
that.
That was a conscious choice. Me not picking up bash for 6 weeks while I was muddling through with AI was not a conscious choice. In fact, if you had asked me at the time, I would have gone like, you know what? If I'm gonna work on a distro that's operated in large parts through bash, I should actually understand just the basics of bash. And being conscious about when you're choosing to go, well, do you know what? I'm not going to learn this. I'm not going to get the joy of competence from it, but I'm going to get the surge of something right now because AI is doing it all for me. That's wonderful to do. But out of all those choices, you got to occasionally choose competence. You got to occasionally choose the hard road where you're actually picking up skills that you're internalizing and that you can reuse even if Opus is down. So I think that's
It's still
where I am too. I'm wavering in between the sheer excitement of these bespoke personal computers where we're getting
I have
AI
thoughts about
to
that.
write software for us. Umachi is existing. I'm reviewing 100 PRs in an hour because all of this research is available at my fingers and I don't have to look up everything, and that's just so wonderful. And then this other side of it being, do you know what? Being competent is fun. I want to be a competent person. I want to be a more competent person now than I was 6 months ago. I want to have picked up some skills that are durable, even if they aren't marketable. And I think that distinction between the durable skills, the enjoyment of competence, and then the market value, we need to be able to distinguish those things. And that's one of the reasons why I started out this morning
Yeah, Drucker,
pointing
I
to
agree with you. I just don't know how you
those
get to that
7
point without
nerds
actually
going
writing
to
some
the
code
LAN
yourself,
party.
you know?
That experience of doing something not just because it's going to be profitable, but because it's going to be enjoyable, because it's fun to be not just individually getting better, but be part of a community of people who are interested in getting better, even if that slice of it perhaps can't be commercialized in the same way as it used to do. Now, I totally also then get the anxiety of like, well, what is then going to be commercialized? Like, I can't just be accumulating knowledge and skills if I also want to pay my rent. And I think that's the
Yeah.
magic, weird moment that we just don't have the answer for. We don't know what's going to happen. If you had asked me 9 months ago about how quickly things were going to happen, I was going to give you one answer. And then if you had asked me in January, I was going to give you the 180 opposite answer because of the way things have moved. So I don't even know what that means. I don't even know what that conclusion is, in part because I don't think there's a conclusion. But what I am concluding, in part, and this is why I'm leaning so hard into these bespoke computers and Omachi and Omicron in general, is that, you know what, regardless of what happens, I'm just going to choose to be optimistic about the future, because if I'm pessimistic about it and it turns out all right, what a waste of time. What a waste of anxiety and nervous energy.
Yeah.
And if we are all going to be killed by the T-1000 in a few months, then I can worry about that when the blood is coming out there, right? Like that's the right moment in time if I don't have the power to stop that anyway, and we don't. I think that's the other realization. The movement we're on right now with AI, it's going to happen regardless. So I would take that part of it and embrace the optimism of what that possible future could look, being well aware that you might be delusional, and that's fine. And then also find some niche inside of all of this where you choose to be like, you know what? I don't care what's going to happen. I'm just going to learn Bash. I'm just going to learn Go. I'm going to learn Zig. I'm going to dive deep into bootloaders. I'm going to become really competent at something regardless of whether I can use that for future employment, because that's a way to stay sane. Doing something, actually accumulating knowledge that can be transformed into action for the enjoyment of the movement, is a time-tested antidote to despair. To actually do something, to actually move about, and to actually feel like you have some agency in this. And I think Linux is just a great venue for that, because there's an endless amount of quests, as I said earlier. Endless amount
An
of
endless
rabbit
amount
holes,
of side
endless
quests.
amount of opportunities
Yeah.
for you to get better at something really esoteric, something that does not have that value anymore. I think about that with some of these communities I mentioned earlier. Watchmaking. Mechanical watchmaking is a commercial activity in a very weird sense, because it's no longer necessary. Like, we don't do watchmaking with the 300 parts that go into a thing, because like that's the most efficient way to tell time. Like, the time telling has moved on to something else. The same thing with manual photography. There are easier ways to do photos, and there's still people today picking up their first rangefinder and saying, I'm going to get good at this. I'm going to get really good at lining up these two ghost images on top of each other. I'm going to understand the exposure triangle, and I'm just going to learn it for the sake of it. And I just find an immense amount of sort of satisfaction in humans choosing still to become good at stuff, even when that's no longer a thing. There are people who like horses still. We don't use them for transportation, generally speaking, but lots of people have great enjoyment having that relationship to an animal and finding ways to do it really well. So that's probably where we're going to end up.
I
If
can't
we're
switch
gonna
to
get to utopia,
Omachi because I
where
can't
AI
pronounce
is going
it.
to do everything for us, we're still going to then ride
That's a good
horses.
one. That was a good
We're
one,
still
Nick.
going to
That
manually
was a
write
good.
our little code just for the sheer enjoyment of it. And we better get ready for that being a possibility. So, is that an uplifting place to end? I'm not sure. But I do think it's fascinating in the same sense that like a really good show is. That's what I feel like reality is like right now. I'm like, I want to binge watch and get to the ending. Like, is there a year left? Or are we just about to embark on the most prosperous era in human history? I don't know. It's really fascinating to not have any clue about what the end of 2026 is going to be. So, on that note,
He doesn't know
I
where to
want
go
to
with this.
thank you all so much for coming to Omicron. I want to thank you so much for taking your time and your interest and your talents to apply it to really awesome bespoke computer systems. And I hope a lot of you have gotten inspired here today to realize that Umachi is yours and you can contribute back to it. And if you know nothing about Bash or if you know nothing about device drivers, you can learn that and you can contribute to it. And we can all have a great time building fantastic computers that we enjoy as the glorious objects that they are, even if they might kill us by the end of the year. So, thank you so much.
All right. That was good.
Awesome.
I think that's the end of it.
Okay. Yeah, he does have a few things that he was going to do next. Yeah. He has some tasks.
We had task. And ice. I also think we have ice. Tasks
Excuse me.
and ice. Actually, do we have any of these keyboards? Okay, let's bring it up. So, I talked a lot about software as the part of this
I
amazing
thought they had a schedule
experience,
command.
but I also want to talk a little bit about hardware because there is some wonderful hardware that I did not discover for a very
All right,
long
I'm not.
time.
I won't make you guys
while
watch
I
any
was
more of
stuck
it,
in
but
Apple land.
I wanted to hear what the Primogen had to say. I just have some thoughts. So first and foremost, the thing about expecting people to occasionally choose the path of the most resistance, I don't know how real of a solution that is to like the decay of competency. Basically based on how I've seen, at least in America, based on how I've seen people deal with taking care of their physical health, I'm not optimistic that a whole lot of people are gonna intentionally choose the path of most resistance when it comes to doing difficult, mentally taxing things. Um, and I guess I've experienced that firsthand myself. Like it's whenever you have access to AI, it's just so easy to just default. Well, let me just ask Gemini. Let me just ask Claude. I'll just have Claude do it. Right? I don't know. Just
Did we just become best friends?
Lars, thanks for the sub. Appreciate that. Very inspiring talk. Yeah, I feel like DHH is basically saying the right thing, right? The right thing is to be optimistic and to be prepared to live in both futures where you only write code for your own self gratification. Um, and in all other cases, you always rely on an agent to do it. Um, while also still trying to maintain some level of competency. So I feel like what he said is the right answer. It's just I'm not super optimistic that like it plays out in a positive way. I don't know. We'll see. Facts. That's why I'm trad coding a minimalist AI model. Oh, nice. Very cool. Take flow. We have a dilemma. Be productive and learn nothing, or learn things but be slow. Problem is, are we supposed to not be competent from now on? So take flow. That's you just wrote the most succinct summarization of the issue AI currently poses to the engineering field. And I'm gonna like I need to save this somehow. I don't know how to. But like, yeah, that is exactly the dilemma. Like there was a comment today on one of my shorts that was like, if you do that, you're going to get left behind. And to some extent, I kind of think, well, where's everybody in a hurry to get to? Like, what's the race? What are we all like? What's wrong with being slow, right? In like this new world of AI. I guess like you just won't be employable, I guess is the issue, because employers will get used to the speed of coders who use AI. So then if you don't use AI, but like I think in the long run that might play out well, because then you're going to be the only competent guy. Even though you're slow, you're competent, and everybody who's fast is incompetent. It's like it could be painful for a little bit, but it could eventually work out well for you. Yeah, I don't. It is very much a dilemma though. Be productive, learn nothing, or learn things but be slow. Yeah. Right now, I'm picking learn things and be slow. That's my current decision. If the goal is don't be fired, the real action item is be friendlier. I like that. I like that. Be likable. Bolster the morale. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, the business people are in control of everything, right? So we're all at the mercy of the business folks, unless we start our own business. The race is not getting fired. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair. Yield effect. What about the endless debugging when you don't understand anything about the code base? I mean, that's so yield effect. I totally understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like, isn't that friction of having to like crawl over the code base? Isn't that through that work? That's where you like start to internalize an understanding of the code base. You know what I mean? Like that's where like I'm not certain that you can. I have yet to experience where you can separate the two, where you can have a frictionless learning experience and learn a lot. Yeah, that's yeah. And maybe I just don't know how to learn. I don't know. I feel like I learn really well. I mean, I've had 4 different careers. I learned how to be a personal trainer, a food scientist, a QA person, a support person. I was a medical scribe. Like, I feel like I'm capable of learning. I know how to learn new things across a lot of different domains. And in all those situations, learning was always accompanied by a feeling of being uncomfortable and there being friction and it being painful. And I guess that's where it's like, in a business context, it's like, well, we don't really care about that. We just need you to do the fucking work, and we want you to do it as fast as possible because we got to ship this thing, man. we don't care about how you feel about AI or its impact on you as an individual. That's why business people love AI. Coding is way too shitty to do it if you don't enjoy it. Yeah. If you don't enjoy programming, go find another job. uh, what did Gunhai say? Having fun writing code is
Welcome
an
to the party,
oxymoron.
pal.
Gunhai, thank you very much for being a member, man. That's unbelievably kind of you. Appreciate you. It's very kind. No, you guys are probably taking Gunhais too serious. He's just being tongue in cheek. He's just rage baiting you all at the moment. That was good. That was good. I'm kind of half convinced now to go install Omarchi on one of my computers. I have FOMO real bad now after watching that conference. Of course, I'm rage baiting. Hell yeah, I'm back. Thank you very much for being a member, man. I appreciate it. Writing code can be fun, but there's a tough learning curve at the beginning for sure. Yeah, there is. Yeah, and I want to. I also want to just be like super like clear, and I've tried to communicate this, and I mean, I think people know this, but like, I don't really have an issue with AI. Like, I don't have an issue with people who want to use AI. I guess I just have an issue with people for whatever reason who feel like it's like they've. It's almost like it's like Christian evangelicalism. That's what it's like. It's like because I have accepted AI as my Lord and Savior, you must also accept AI as your Lord and Savior. And that's where it's just like why is that necessary? Why can't you build and work the way you want to build and work, and why can't I build and work the way I want to build and work? And what, you know what I mean? It's that like I don't know. It's just I find it very odd and off-putting. Anything with a tough learning curve is worth it. Anything easy is not worth doing. Yeah, most things worth having in life are difficult. Has your employer ever brought up the subject to you? No, I'm very lucky in the sense that the company I work for is not at all like AI pilled. Now I guess that could change at any given day. But like yeah, like no one's coming down on high and being like you must use cursor and you must token max, you know? And I understand a lot of engineers are in that situation. And I'm lucky not to be in that situation. So I have a lot of empathy for folks. Um, but I also don't feel the need I don't feel the need to go to people who are using AI and saying, "Haha, you're getting dumber because you're using AI." I don't like seek out people on the internet and like feel the need to go tell them that the more you use AI, the more incompetent you're becoming. But yet it seems like the reverse is true where like they feel the need because they're using AI, they feel the need to come seek out people who are not using AI and say, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be slower. You won't be able to keep up. Like that's where it's like I just want to be why are you such an asshole? Like what is the problem here? Who hurt you? Trekker, because at the end you might work with these kind of people, prompt engineers. Yeah, and that's totally fine if that's the way they want to build stuff and the company is okay with hiring people like that. Like that's like more power to them. Let's see, Ryan, from an engineering manager perspective, I have to get my ICs to work with AI because I care about them staying employed. Well, that's super nice of you. The conversations I sit through in leadership meetings make me depressed. I don't envy you, man. I don't envy you, but that's super nice that you're trying to take care of your people. That speaks to you as a leader. Steven, my friend, it's projection. Why are Americans so obsessed with productivity, though? Programming is an art form. We craft a little magic and make rocks do math. Yeah, I don't know, man. People are obsessed with productivity. Like, yeah, I don't know why. It's a question I'm asking myself too. It's like, I mean, granted, if my boss came to me tomorrow and said, "Hey, Steven, we need you to increase your output by 200% or something," right? And like they're putting all this pressure on me to use AI to do it. Like I have a family, I have kids and I have mouths to feed and wife to take care of. Like I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to keep my job. But yeah, I kind of share your opinion, Penny. I don't get it. I don't know where everybody's in a rush to get to. Capitalism, baby. I used to be slow without AI. Now my code is slow. Steven, if your boss ever did that, call me. I got you. Yeah. Well, I mean, lucky for me, lucky for me, I have a wonderful boss. But I want people to know that I'm not. That I do recognize and I do sympathize that people are in difficult circumstances and they're having to navigate those circumstances the best they can. Um, What are you gonna do? In Europe, we value quality over quantity to the point that in our school, our teachers would say, "Don't rush. I want quality several times a day." That's super. I mean, I think that's. I mean, I think that was kind of Primogen's point, like in part of his presentation, right? He kind of brought that up, where it's like in a world where the cost of writing code is nothing, right? Um, now it becomes more of a question: are you like building the right thing, right? Or are you like building something of value and that's meaningful? Um, I mean, I think that's always been the question all along, you know. But it seems like we've kind of lost sight of that. It's just like AI for AI's sake, right? Is there anything that AI unlocks for you? Definitely speed. I mean, definitely 100%. AI makes you faster. Um, AI makes you incredibly fast. The shitty feeling for me is just the trade-off that I get from like how that feels after you've been using it for a little while, and you go to do you go to write a for loop and you spend 5 seconds pausing, waiting for something to finish the for loop for you. You know, like that type of stuff. I don't like the feeling of that, but definitely makes you faster, 100%. Supposedly we would have flying cars by now, but instead we have slop generator 3000. Yeah, we should have had a lot of things by now in 2026. I mean, god dang, I wish we could figure out how to do something about cancer. Drecker, bro, I just realized that you're getting famous every day. I'm not getting bro. I'm a 32-year-old dad in Kansas who just likes to ramble on the internet about code and stuff. I'm not getting famous. I'm just trying to kill time till I get to retirement. I got 20 years. Let's see, it's April 26. I'll be 33. I'll be 33 in my birthday's on the 21st. So I'll be 33 in 11 days, and I still got 19 more years to go at least before I can hang it up. So I'm just trying to kill time. Forking Chromium to create a splash page is probably not ideal. Did somebody do that? That's crazy. Back to the Future promised me a hoverboard. I want my hoverboard. I would love to have a hoverboard, man. My nephew, when I saw my nephew last, he had just gotten a one wheel. Him and his dad had just gotten one wheels. Those were a blast, man. If I could have a hoverboard equivalent of that, that would be cool. Dang, we're in Kansas. I'm in Kansas City. Yeah, Kansas City, Kansas is where we're. That's like the closest metro to where we are. Yeah. I wish my biology grade had been better in school so I could have been a vet in rural Yorkshire. There's too many clankers. Yeah. I mean, that's always the option, right? Like, and I've said that before on stream and in videos and stuff. Like, I honestly do think I would probably make a career change. Like, if it came down to it, and the only way you could build stuff professionally was you had to just prompt all day, I'd probably consider doing something different. I don't know what that would be, but being a vet doesn't sound bad. You go, I could, I'd probably have to actually go retake some classes now if I wanted to go back to med school. That was my original plan, was to go to med school. But I think I've been out of school so long now, I'd have to actually probably go back and like retake some classes to actually be able to be eligible. I don't know. Could go back into the lab, could go be a bench scientist somewhere. Go back to food science. I mean, that's the thing. There's lots of other work that still needs doing, lots of other careers. My backup plan is furniture making. I like that. I like that. Tyler, I rely on vibe coding so much now that I can't code without it. I think there's a lot of people that feel that way. Based on content that I consume, I mean, granted, my feed is my feed, but based on content that I consume, it definitely seems like a lot of engineers. If you had to pick between coding manually or waiting till your rate limit's reset, it seems like a lot of engineers are just choosing to wait till their rate limits reset because they just there's too much friction now for them to do anything manually now that they've experienced AI, which I mean, I guess if that's where the profession's going, right? Like, who am I? Like who am I? I don't. That doesn't feel good to me, but like, who am I to judge, right? Like, hi man, have a good stream. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. I feel like we are being hit hardest first with AI. Other fields are going to change a lot. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but like, I don't think you want like AI involved in your medical care, do you? Like, you don't want AI nurses and AI doctors and like AI vet. You know what I mean? Like, you don't. I just don't think people will trust that. I think it's going to be this. It's the same uphill battle we're going to fight with cars, like self-driving cars. There's going to be a huge fight, right? Like the idea of giving up control over your vehicle to some machine, right? Like I think there's going to be so much more resistance to that because the liability is so much greater. Same thing with like AI lawyers or like AI accountants, right? It's like the liability there is just, I think, difficult to deal with. Plus, all those industries have really big lobbying firms, like really big lobbying arms that go to Washington, D.C. and make sure that their interests are heard. I don't know. I can't trust that shit yet. Yeah, that kind of, I feel you there. Choosing AI writing your code rather than writing code yourself, it's like choosing between React Native and Flutter. So I guess director that means one of two things. You either think both are good or both are bad. So which one is it? I've never used either of those languages or technologies. My current plan is earn enough from programming to buy 30 acres somewhere in Europe, open a wildlife hospital, and rescue like the Alvis sanctuary. So Penny, my solution to all this is I want to make enough money so I can retire and I never have to talk about coding for a living anymore. I just write code for fun. I have all my money in the bank that's making money for me. That's my that's my solution. It's just going to take me a while to get there. That's why I said I've still got another 19 years to go. I got about another 20 years of earning. AI in medical care is pretty good in more concrete tasks like detecting cancer on images, etc. I've heard this too, detecting cancer on images. I've heard this statement before as well. I actually haven't ever seen a radiologist though talking about this. Um, my mother-in-law actually is a long time um, radiologist, or not radiologist, but she worked in X-ray, MRI, CAT scan. I don't know what her degree, what you call her degree, radiology technology. I don't know what the degree is there, but she still works at the hospital even today. So maybe I could ask her to ask some of the radiologists there to see if they'd be willing to talk about that. But like, I don't want an AI to hallucinate that I have cancer. I wouldn't mind AI helping I wouldn't mind AI helping radiologists be more productive, but I don't think I want to replace radiologists with AI, if that makes sense. I'd still like there to be a human in the loop there. Computer vision is great. Gen AI can stay away. Tyler, I should probably plan a career change early. Yeah, or just at the very least, Tyler, just be prepared to change. To change. I think as long as you're open and prepared to like pivot, like it's not really, you know what I mean. You'll see it long before it actually hits you. So as long as you're open to changing, I think that's what matters. You know, which I am. I'm fully prepared to let go of this whole tech thing if necessary. Though to be honest, I'd trust a dog's nose over CV for detecting cancer any day. Yeah, I don't even know how well that works. Elon Musk said that we won't have to work or pay for anything because of AI. Then he dropped a bomb by making people pay subscription for self-driving Tesla. Yeah, I don't trust most of what Elon says. I would I put Elon right up there next to Sam Altman. I like Warren Buffett said, you can't make a good deal with a bad person. I kind of feel that way. I'm sure like I don't know Elon or Sam personally, but like based on what I know about how they conduct themselves, I personally wouldn't want to be in business with them. I hope future doctors don't vibe study. You mean you're hopeful all these doctors right now aren't chat GPTing their way through medical school? Yeah, yeah, me and you both, man. Because they're gonna be the ones taking care of us when we're old. I wonder how hard robotics or electrical engineering is to pivot into from software dev. I honestly don't know. I mean, I would be super interested in working in that field. But yeah, again, I wouldn't even know where to start, right? Like I guess go back to school or try to like get an entry level job in that industry. But it seems like that industry is very geographically concentrated, like robotics in general. It seems like there's kind of like a couple cities where there's like big hubs in that industry, so it feels like you'd actually have to move, like you'd have to go seek out those places. Your dad went to the same school as you, or the same school as Elon Musk? I lost a bunch of on Hotcoin. Oh, that sucks, man. Oh, really? That's wild. Did he know him? Penny, the way the cancer detection AI works is they highlight cancer-shaped areas on the image, then a radiologist ticks off whether it's cancer. This is the subject I wrote my essay question on at GCE. Oh, that's very cool. So it is still like a radiologist and AI kind of working together. Yeah, I'd be far more comfortable with that than like our AI has detected you have cancer. You must begin chemotherapy treatment. That's kind of the dystopian reality. He beat him up. Ye olde effect. Now you're kind of losing me. Now I think you're trolling a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty reliable to be honest. Yeah, I mean I think that makes sense to have a human in the loop there. Okay, fine, but same school. Dystopian world would be only with .NET. What? That makes me think you don't like .NET. My doctor in the future, Claude, what do I prescribe to my patients? Yeah. I mean, that's the part of AI that just really grosses me out though. Like cuz you get to this point where like the more you use it, the less you don't want to use it. So like to your point, I know you're making a joke, KNCPT, but like I just remember, say 6 months ago, heavy usage of AI through the roof, and every time I sat down to build something, like I had this like concrete friction where it's like I didn't want to start writing code until I had consulted with Gemini, right? It's like I didn't want to start writing, and I feel like that's gonna be this ever increasing behavior that people have where it's like, oh, I need to draft an email. Let me see what my favorite AI bot says about that. Oh, I need to analyze data in a spreadsheet. Oh, let me see what my AI has to say about that. And you're just constantly handing over your own thinking, your own original thoughts to just like being a conduit for whatever the LLM says. Um, and I don't know. That doesn't it doesn't seem good to me. I don't know. Doesn't seem like a good side effect to me, but maybe I'm just a weaker human being. Maybe my mind isn't strong enough to leverage these AI tools the way they're supposed to be without .NET. Sorry, misclick. Yeah, that's what I was like. It sounds like you don't like .NET when you say that. Worst example of AI plus human collab in my experience is when AI PR comments are posted from my coworker account. It's kind of gross. But you know that like I can tell all the time, like in Slack or an email, I can tell all the time whenever I'm reading a thread or reading responses, and I can clearly see that like this thing was not written by this person because like I've spoke to this person and I had exchanges with this person like pre AI being available, and they never sounded like this. They never took the time to form their thoughts like this. You know, it's like a dead giveaway. Steven, please control pennies. What did Penny say? Clankers can stay out of PRs. I don't think Penny's doing anything wrong. Worst example of AI ML is when spam filter don't work on my Hotmail. AI can't do in 36 lines what I can do with nearly as much elegance. Well, that's you just Ryan, you're not prompting it correctly. That's the problem. You have to use the right model and you have to give it the right prompt, and then it would be able to achieve your same 36 line elegance. FusiNet, any advice for college students looking for internships? So I never did an internship. Um, I've only ever had like paid jobs. And even in college, like I never did any internships in my field really. Um, I guess my advice would be, I mean, if you can find a paid one, I guess that would be my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice would probably be to find, if you have to do it for free, like if you're only unpaid internship, then I would make sure the internship is in something you're very interested in. You know, gets you experience at something you want to learn more about. That would be my only real advice. Hello, Tobias. Good to see you. Thanks for being a sub over there on Twitch. Appreciate you. AI comments could be pretty concise. Could be hard to tell. I don't know, man. I always feel like it's a dead giveaway. And most of the time, most AI output I see is not super concise. There's always like bulleted lists, markdown table. Go look at my post in coding on the Discord. There isn't a single model that can do that. I don't know. I mean, the AI bros would challenge you. Oh, that is. Now that is. I can't read that. I don't know what that code's doing. But God bless you. God bless you, man. Whoever comes after you and has to. Well, I guess if you know Lisp, it's much easier to read. But I don't know what the fuck's happening in those 36 lines. It looks pretty though. I like how almost every line gets shorter as you go down. Or it gets longer, sorry, longer as you go down. Reminds me of like in the Laravel code base how like every comment's like 3 lines. That's the point. No one can figure out what it does, so no one can fix it. Oh yeah, you're engineering some job security into it. I like it. Garrett, the AI thing is collapsing so hard. I can see it from a mile away. Well, Garrett, didn't you hear? They now have a model that's so dangerous they can't even let us use it. That's I don't know if you've heard. The memory stick I had in my laptop was 80 quid when I bought it. It's now 512 quid. Yeah, we should never forgive AI for what it's done to the supply of RAM and hard drives. Orca Dev, hey Steven, I think you're on Windows OS and using NeoVim. I used to be on Fedora, bought a new laptop a month ago, am on Windows. Now can you tell me the tools you use to make it smooth on Windows 11? I just installed I just installed NeoVim. I don't know. I didn't really do anything. Uh, you can definitely see my configurations. Like I didn't do anything special to make it work well. It just the only issue I ran into NeoVim on Windows has had to do with um, the difference in path separator, and specifically there was a couple plugins that did not handle the Windows path separator, so I had to fork those plugins, fix those, and then use the forked versions in my setup. But for the most part, it's been pretty low effort to make it work. Or I feel like it's been low effort to make it work. I asked ChatGPT to talk to my wife yesterday. It refused. AGI achieved. Yep, that's right. AGI. I don't know if you guys saw. Jensen Wong said we have achieved AGI. Did you guys see that? I don't know if you guys saw this. Jensen Wong.
So let me ask you about possible timelines here. This ridiculous definition perhaps of what AGI is, but an AI system that's able to essentially do your job. So start, grow, and run a successful technology company that's worth
A good one or a one?
no. It has to be worth more than $1 billion, more than $1 billion. So you know how hard it is to do all of those components. So how far are we away from that? So we're talking about OpenClaw that does all the incredibly complex stuff that are required to first of all innovate,
It's coming. It's
to
coming.
find
It's coming.
customers, to sell to
Lex
them,
is
to
setting him up,
manage to
but
build
it's
a
coming.
team of some agents, some humans, all that kind of stuff.
AGI is
This
here,
is
folks.
5, 10, 15, 20 years away.
I think it's now. I think we've achieved AGI.
You think you can have a company run by an AI system like this?
Possible. And the reason for that is this. You said $1 billion, and you didn't say forever. And so, for example, it is not out of the question that
I mean, he's a
a
smart man. I
claw
mean, the
was
thing
able
is,
to create.
he's obviously a very smart and accomplished man. He's made more money and has done bigger things than I will probably ever do before I leave this earth. But like, come on. There's there is not an AI model on earth that can be left to its own devices and build $1 billion company. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Can it help? Can it make someone more competent or more capable maybe to do it? Maybe not more competent, but definitely more capable of doing it. But like, come on. Come on. Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, yeah, he's a very accomplished CEO and business person, and I've actually kind of my viewpoint of Jensen has changed a little bit. I just got done listening to the Thinking book, or the the Thinking Machine. The Thinking Machine. And one of the things I really did not like about Jensen Wong as he is portrayed in this book is I guess he like is notorious kind of for having like a Steve Jobs thing where like he will like go on tirades and like scream and yell and belittle people, and he'll do it in front of lots of other people, which to me Like, this is just my opinion, so like take it for what it is. But for me, that's abusive. Like, if you're a person of power and you treat a person that you have power over poorly, that's a form of abuse, because you're basically abusing the fact that you hold power. They don't have an option but to sit there and accept the poor treatment, right? And you're taking advantage of that, because if you were to do that to anybody else besides your employees, you'd probably get your teeth knocked in, right? Nobody else is going to sit there and take that bullshit from you. But because those person's livelihood is dependent upon remaining employed at your company, right? They have to sit there and take it. So like, my viewpoint of him has changed a lot after hearing the stories in this book. The book's really good, and he's obviously a very complicated human being. We all are. We all. I'm not going to pretend like I've never yelled or screamed at somebody, but it sounds like this is a habitual thing that he does, even to this day. Like, even the author Stephen Witt, he talks about, there's a point in one of the interviews he did with Jensen where Jensen kind of did this to him. So yeah, I don't know. I guess you don't become the CEO of a company without having some issues. I treat I treat my Claude like Jobs treated his employees. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have, I just don't have a tolerance for it. Like, as a man, as like a husband, as a father, I don't have a tolerance for other men who abuse other people. Like, I think it shows a very shitty character, I think. Or it shows low quality character, I think. Yeah. It's subhuman. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Kajani, good to see you. Gunhides, damn, Steven. I hang out here from some time now, and all I can tell is congrats. You grew so much. I mean, your channel and stream content, of course. Great to see such ongoing growth. Congratulations, bro. Oh, I appreciate it. It's very nice. It's still like a tiny little channel, you know. Um, and I'm sure at some point I'm gonna burn out and walk away and take a break for multiple years of making content. But it's been fun the last year or so. It's been a good time. He's making content for sure at this point. I don't think he even believes what he says. Yeah. There's a lot of money at play. It's difficult to take anybody at face value right now because there's so much money, right? There's just so much money involved. Ryan, I've been fired for knocking in my boss's teeth after he cussed me out in front of customers. Have you really? Dude, respect. I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that, because unfortunately I need my job, but like, yeah, I respect that, because I just don't agree with people who are in positions of power treating people that they have power over poorly, you know? Because you wouldn't treat anybody else that way, right? You wouldn't walk up to a random stranger on the street and go on a tirade, right? Like, I mean, people do it, but like, you would do it fully knowing and expecting that that person's going to yell and scream back at you. I'm guessing Jensen probably wouldn't respond very well to somebody yelling and screaming and degrading him the same way he probably does to them. I'm guessing you probably get fired if you do that. Good to see you, lass. Hope you're doing well. Sounds like felony assault and prison time. This is true. This is true. Punching your boss in America, that's at least $250,000 in damages, 10 years in prison. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. It's probably best. I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's best to walk away, right? You know, avoiding physical confrontation is probably the right thing. I didn't have any responsibilities except myself. I had a job the next day. Boss wanted to have me arrested, but he didn't realize that I knew he was. Dang, Ryan, that's like some shit out of a movie, man. You Chuck Norris his ass. You could use those 10 years in prison to learn to code. I mean, I guess you could. Have you guys seen that? Have you guys seen that there's a guy that works on what is it? Terso? I think it's Terso. I think I shared this originally when I first saw it. I think it was Aaron Francis. He interviewed a guy that actually. Where is it? Right here, Preston Thorpe. This guy is actually in jail, and he learned to code while he was, while he was in jail. But from in jail, he's actually he's a senior engineer at Terso, and he's like a core contributor to their projects. But he's currently somewhere in the Northeast here in the United States. Yeah, it's a pretty crazy story. It's all in this video. Let me you guys should go watch it. It's a pretty crazy story. I think he went to jail for something that was related to drugs. Let's see. In prison, learned to code. Now he is senior engineer at Terso. Makes Preston Thorpe. Yeah, that's it. Preston Thorpe. Yeah, so you guys already knew about this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, what's crazy to me about the whole story, as somebody who lives in the United States, is that there are people, whatever state he's imprisoned in, that are paying taxes to. They're basically paying taxes that go towards taking care of this inmate. And yet this inmate has a full-time job and is earning a living. I'm pretty sure in this interview he says he actually bought a house. He bought a house near his parents, back wherever his hometown is. Like you've got a prisoner, he's in jail, serving a sentence, and we're spending money to take care of him while he's in jail. It's like why has he not been released? I don't maybe there's more to the story, but like to me it didn't make sense at all. Maine, that's it, Maine. Okay, yeah. So it's like doesn't make any sense to me. It seems like we should probably release him. I think he's accomplished whatever. If reforming people in jail is a thing that should happen, I'm pretty sure it's happened, and we should probably let him go. Crazy, absolutely crazy. I don't know. Somebody saying you could learn that somebody saying that you could use 10 years in prison to learn to code made me think of that. It's wild, absolutely wild. Well, I guess AGI's here, so now you guys can just kick back, put your feet up, use AGI to code. The amazing thing is everyone knew what was going on as soon as he brought his secretary a brand new Maserati. He thought he was slick. Last I heard, he got divorced. His ex took the whole company. Sounds like he kind of got what he deserved. That's crazy, Ryan. That sounds like something out of a movie. That could be. You could write a book about that and get it optioned. That's some drama. Drama. I've completely lost track of what I was writing here. I think I want to actually test that it runs the CLI is what I'm trying to do. But Bias, how we doing this fine Friday? We're doing good. We're doing good, man. Yeah, just chilling. My family should be home from school here in a little bit. Yeah, we're doing good. The Omicron conference was great. Listened to that all day. I worked for half the day. Took the rest of the half of the day off. Streamed, wrote some code. Probably going to write some more code. Yeah, can't complain. I probably could write a book about a lot of things I've gone to. You really should. Device Omicron. Yeah. So I'm not sure if you've heard Omarchi, but DHH has this distribution of Linux that he's been working on for the last year called Omarchi, which you might already know about it. But they actually did a conference for it, like a 1 day conference. I'm guessing next year it'll probably be a multi-day like. If I had to guess, this will probably continue to get popular. But they did it's on the Primogen's YouTube channel if you want to go watch it back. Although I can't, I think his VODs might be members only. But it was good. It was good. Oh, it looks like they're still live. Yeah, there's the conference. But they had some good presenters. DHH presented, Ryan Hughes presented, the guy who created Hyperland presented. Whoops. Oh, that's hilarious. Because of the ligature, it turns it into that. That's hilarious. Omicron. Yeah, you should check it out. Yeah. I kind of have FOMO real bad. I feel like I need to go install Omarchi now on one of my computers because everybody's Omarchi setup looked really, really nice. And then I was just sitting there staring at my Windows laptop and was like, "Oh man, sad, sad boy." I'm enjoying it a lot. I have been since installing it. Yeah, that's what everybody says. Everybody who's used it has said nothing but good things about it. So, ye olde. See the link to my OnlyForks link? What? Arch Puritans are fuming though. Why are they fuming? What's the? Do they feel like he's just kind of stolen their thunder or something? Like, oh, because it's opinionated. So is Arch supposed to be unopinionated, or like what's the? Is that like anti-Arch ethos? Why on earth is there so much opinionated software these days? Just let me write black magic code that shouldn't work. I think people like opinionated. What people want strong, opinionated defaults, and they also want the flexibility to change anything they want, right? That's the difficulty, because people do not want to have to construct things by themselves. The majority. Like, I know there's probably people like you, Penny, who like want to like Lego piece everything together, but the vast majority of people want to just like plug and play, and then the moment they want to customize, they want the flexibility to customize. Like, that's just, and that's why I think this has been so popular. It's the same reason all these NeoVim distributions, like Kickstart, it's the same reason Kickstart and all them are very popular, is because most people do not have the patience or the desire to sit down and hand roll their own NeoVim setup. But oh, it looks like my stream just disconnected. Sorry, apologies. I was like, Twitch is still reconnecting. Now we're back on Twitch. Sorry about that. We're back. Nium invim? What's that? Nium.invim? NeoVim framework in Doom Emacs alternative for the stubborn Martian hacker. Wow, that's pretty. That's really pretty. That's cool. I hadn't heard of this one, but I love their screenshots here. Yeah, see, like, this is, most people, this is all they want. They just want something that looks pretty like this, right? They don't want to have to build this and construct this all themselves. Now, They want the ability that when they want to change something, they want to be able to change it, right? That's 9 times out of 10. That's where things become frustrating to developers or just users in general, is when you want to change something and people don't let you change it, right? But they definitely don't want to like reconstruct the world from scratch every time. And I think that's why Omarchi's been so. That's why it's caught on with so many people, right? Nium, pronounced like a sports bike speeding by you. Let's see how text to speech pronounces it. Hold on one second. Nium. I still don't think I'm saying it right.
New.
Okay, that's pretty good.
New.
Nium. Hold on, I gotta throw a couple extra O's in there. That's pretty funny shit.
Nya.
Okay, it looks like four. That didn't sound good. Looks like you need like 4 new O's to get it.
New.
Nium. Oh, I fucking love text to speech.
New.
I don't think Omarchi has to be 7 gigabytes though. Oh, is it big? Is that considered big for a distro? Do you ever have to jump into Visual Studio? Are you able to stay in NeoVim the whole time? No, if I'm at work and I have to do stuff in a big .NET solution, I use Visual Studio. And then for most of my own personal projects, right? Like I get away just fine with using NeoVim or Visual Studio Code. But yeah, for like if you're dealing with like an 80 project solution or like 100 project solution or something, you should probably use NeoVim or Visual Studio and Rider, right? NeoVim's probably not the right tool for the job there. And the new Visual Studio 2026, I think the new Visual Studio, I think they did a wonderful job with the new Visual Studio. And obviously, I love JetBrains. I mean, JetBrains makes good products. I would guess the vast majority of professional .NET developers probably if they use Visual Studio, they probably use ReSharper in Visual Studio, and if they don't use ReSharper in Visual Studio, then they probably use Rider, right? Like JetBrains be Mog in the .NET community. I wish there was a way I could make NeoVim use VS Code keybinds. I might actually switch if that was the case. I like trading a bit of speed for using a mouse because I have dyspraxia. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm guessing you can probably get pretty close, but the mouse support probably is probably what's missing. Yeah, good mouse support. I don't do Microsoft products, and I'm 100% only in NeoVim or my terminal. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know how NeoVim would do with it. I mean, NeoVim is already kind of weird to set up for .NET in general, primarily because the Roslyn LSP isn't really publicly, like, the language server that supports the C# dev kit in VS Code is, so like getting .NET to like developing in .NET in NeoVim is a little hacky to begin with. So I'm just not really sure like how it would do with like a really, really large solution. Ryan, ReSharper? Yeah, ReSharper is like a plugin for Visual Studio. It offers like a lot of advanced refactoring. Guess TypeScript is Microsoft. Yeah, TypeScript is Microsoft. You hear it's bigger than Windows 11 Pro, 5.8 gigabytes. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. Yeah, I don't know. I did not know that. Is that bad? Like because it's has a large size, does that make it bad? You hear? holy blasphemy, brother. Vim Motions is the whole idea. No, yeah, I 100% agree with .NET. Had to set it up once and it sucked in NeoVim. Yeah, it's kind of an odd hacky setup. Ryan, don't you have to hack the VS Code plugin? Yeah, so the way a lot of people get a hold of the Roslyn LSP is they do some hacky shit like that. I don't use the Roslyn LSP because of that. If the Roslyn LSP ever does make it into the Mason registry, I will switch over immediately. But for right now, I just use OmniSharp. Notepad++. I mean, some people probably still are very productive in Notepad++, you know? Some people probably just go straight up Vim, you know, no language server, no nothing. They just do it all the old school way. Oh, I forgot. I actually have I've been trying to make music for the stream on Suno. Do you guys want to hear some of it before I wrap up for the day? I forgot about this. I was gonna share it with you guys, and then I got distracted by the Omicron. Okay, if it's bad, just tell me it's bad. Okay, don't. You won't hurt my feelings. Let me play it. I've been trying to find some other music, and so I've been playing around with Suno. Also, if you know of anybody who makes music, I would be willing to pay them to make music for my stream. I don't know where to find people to do that. But if you have a friend or a family member, I would happily use non-AI generated music. All right, so here's the first song. Ready? Hold on to your hats, folks. Oh, hold on. I probably should stop the other music. It's not lo-fi either. Tell me if it's too loud too. I can turn it down if I need to.
Yeah, it's been 6 days since the last time I scoped this space and you asked my type. I told you a question why and you said everything's aligned. On the first build you told me I was your interface.
It's so funny that this is AI generated.
And tonight the stack is full, so take me anywhere outside. I cannot compile, yet you're managed, so I'll just stare at you instead. I get insecure.
I mainly make death metal, but it's probably not what you are looking for. Yeah, probably not death metal, but like if you make like some sad boy emo music or lo-fi or anything like that, that would be fine. I don't know. This one, I give this one like a, I don't know, like a 6 out of 10. I think that's pretty good. Maybe a 4, like somewhere between a 4 and a 6 out of 10. This is my favorite one. Hold on. See if I can find it. Playlist, studio. Okay, so I basically to generate this song, what I did was I asked Gemini to find all the quotes from AI CEOs that have not come true. Then I took all those quotes and I gave it to Suno and told it to generate some lyrics based on those quotes. This is this is what it gave me.
He said 90% of the code gonna come from a cursor, not a cubicle row. 3 to 6 months on a slide in a dark hotel hall. You stirred your coffee, felt smaller, felt tall.
Oh, it's pretty good, right?
If the machine
It does.
writes
It does
the
remind you of
lines,
early 2000s. It does.
if it debugs my life,
Yeah, it's very much like the music is very much like uh
The machine writes the code.
yeah, very genre specific, you know?
Green text spilling like rain on the glass. Your name
I
on
have to
the
admit the
brain.
clanker is decent.
Moving so fast. Ship
Steven,
days
could you walk us through the
fade.
mock T class if you're able? I've not seen it before. So
Chilling day
the
text.
um
Joke in the chat.
the mock T class is basically an auto mocking of the interface.
If the
So this is
machine
from a
writes the
library called Mock.
lines, what do I write
And
now?
so all it does is it
Maybe
basically
a
stubs
thousand
out any
lines. Finish
members that are
off
on
the
this interface
page.
so that you can then replace them, right, with whatever implementation you want for your test case. The library, what is the library URL?
The machine writes the code.
Mock.
Maybe you're more
I guess they
than
don't
a
have a website. They just have a
loose
GitHub.
more than a sprint
Katie
or a
Manure.
stack of syntax.
Hold on.
You
Who would
still
have asked
choose
that?
the
Penny asked that.
problem.
You're on YouTube,
Still
aren't you?
choose the load.
At
You
Penny.
still draw the map. It just paves the road. If the machine writes the lines, I'll write
That's the
what it
library I'm using.
means. All the missing
It's a pretty popular one in the .NET world.
keep all these breaths.
What is this? YouTube short? Oh my gosh, dude, this guy is so freaking funny.
Let it write the code.
He is so funny. Okay. I don't remember us talking about this, but I definitely would like to hear this. Why is it not? Do I have this muted?
Any ideas?
Oh, there we go.
Microservice.
I think my volume was turned down.
Any ideas? I want to hear them.
Microservices. I've been saying the same thing the whole time.
Any other ideas? Yes, go ahead.
Kubernetes.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
What if we rewrite?
Absolutely not.
In Rust.
No.
You know what I was gonna say? What if we refactor the user analysis module?
I like that.
No.
Rust.
In Rust.
Neo4j.
What are you even doing in this room?
Graph database.
Who invited you? Any ideas? I wanna hear them.
That's really funny. Neo4j. Oh my gosh, dude. People are so fucking Neo4j. Just stick it all in a graph database. Vectorize that thing. Vector graph database. Done. Put the fries in the bag. Put the data in the graph database. That's so funny.
Initializing the environment.
This is another Suno song.
Stayed on the dance.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's AI generated music, so it's like super kitschy and super genre specific, but it's actually like the crazy thing is not half bad.
Stay steady, locked in a stable state while I branch out to the side. I won't contaminate.
Oh wow. I just got a notification on my Apple Watch that says man arrested after Molotov cocktail thrown at Sam Altman's home. Police detained a 20-year-old suspect who also allegedly threatened to burn down OpenAI's San Francisco headquarters. No one was injured. People are trying to burn down Sam's home. That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. I don't like a future where every creative can make their own slot music though. Yeah, I agree. And that's why I said if you know somebody who's an artist, like I would be willing to pay them to make music because I'd much rather like work with a human being. I just don't know I don't know any other way to get music that I can play on stream that doesn't get me copyright striked. You know, I'm not sure how else to go about getting it. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, exactly. It's something, but like it would be better if there was some maybe I just need to do a little bit more Googling. There's got to be artists out there who like specialize in making music for content creators or maybe music like musicians who make streamer music. I don't even know what the right search term is for that. NCS is the best. The name is literally no copyright sounds. NCS. No copyright sounds.
Did we just become best friends?
I can see that. Thank you for subscribing, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad you can see it too. Because I like my lo-fi music. I like the lo-fi music generator, but it would be nice to be able to switch it up every now and then. You know? Let's see. Copyright free music for creators. I've never heard of the site. So how does it work? Usage policy. Can I use NCS music in my videos on YouTube or Twitch? Yes. All we ask is that you credit the artist and songs used in the description of your video live stream. NC Music is free to use for independent creators and user-generated content. Let's see. Simply copy and paste the credit section from the description of our video. If there is not one to copy, please put a link to our upload in your description. Huh, so I wonder how you do that for a stream. Do you just have to cite every song? Huh. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research there. Or more scared of all the NBA's vibe coding than the creative space, honestly. Gonna be a lot of incidents coming year. No, AGI's here. The bias. AGI's already here. There's no need for software engineers anymore. You guys can just you guys can become product managers or product engineers or whatever the heck they're rebranding it to. You know, you only write code. You only need to know how to write code just for fun. It's not there's not even a profession anymore for it. But to be honest, Hako's Bale's song got copyrighted on her own channel. All right, I hear my family. They just came home, so I'm gonna sign off and go see what they're doing. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I know this stream was not at all what I said it was going to be, which was writing code for fun, but I had a lot of fun listening to the Omicron thing with you guys and talking about all the random shit that we talked about. So thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Forward deployed engineers is becoming, yes, become a forward deployed engineer, aka support. Yeah, see you here. See you, Penny. Bye, Tobias. Bye, ye old feck. See you guys. Bye, Ryan. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good day. Bye.